Hey guys, it's Joel from Real Talk, and today we have a new photo released from DC and David Ayer on his Twitter page of the new Suicide Cast put together in a huge wide shot. A lot of mixed reviews, a lot of mixed reactions for this. I'm going to give you my reaction right about now. So David Ayer just released a picture a couple minutes ago of the new picture of the Suicide Squad that we got to see, and for my reaction, I thought it was pretty solid. I'm going to give an initial reaction to pretty much every person displayed on the screen, including who they're playing and who they are, pretty much, because as far as I know, there's a lot of unknowns in this entire movie, except for, of course, Jared Leto, Will Smith, and Margot Robbie, and a couple of other names on there. But we'll move along with that as we go on with this initial reaction. So the first character on the left is Adam Beach's character Slipknot. Not the band Slipknot, but the character Slipknot. As far as I know anything with comic books, I don't really know anything, but as far as his look, I think it's pretty solid. There's not really a lot because he's dressed pretty much like a generic soldier in a darker tone. That's pretty much what I can say with his picture. DC's really trying to separate itself from Marvel with this new, different, gothic, and eccentric designs with all their characters, but as far as this guy goes, nothing really pops out of the blue for me. It doesn't really say, yay, look at me. But that's not its job for the picture to do. I mean, there's a lot of characters in this entire movie with plenty of personality within their costumes alone. We get a look at Courtney as Boomerang in this picture, and I think he looks pretty solid. The long coats are just another eccentric piece that I really like in the detail of the costume itself. You see a little bit of that blue design underneath it, which I feel is a great way to make him different than all the other characters that surround him. I have had mixed reviews over Courtney and a lot of things, but the best thing that I've seen him in was Spartacus, and he was only in there for about 4 episodes or so. But as far as him as an actor goes, I think he has a lot to prove, and I think this movie can really help him push him to the next level with this movie. So we get a look at Enchantress, basically played by another actress that I really don't know very well, but I'm very excited to see what she brings to the table. Her name is Cara something, but I can't just say her last name because I'm going to butcher it. In the comic book, she had a little more color to her, and in this one, obviously, she has less. She looks more dark. If you can bring life into the costumes, then you have a lot going for you as far as an actor goes, or an actress. And I feel like she, along with a lot of people in this cast, have a lot to prove with this movie. Next, we get Karen Fukuhara playing her character Katana. And her character in this movie, again, I don't know much about her in general, but there's not a lot on there to take in, especially with the very little amount of space she has in the picture. But her look, her closeness to the comic book works very well, and I trust that hopefully that her character will be good too. Next, we get Kinnaman playing Flagg. His character in the movie was originally supposed to be played by Tom Hardy. There was a lot of issues with Tom Hardy and DC. I don't know exactly what it is. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but maybe it was just something with cost and money, so that's what I hope. I hope it's just that, and not egos or creative problems. I think Joel will do a solid job if he puts himself in the role and doesn't try to outdo somebody like Tom Hardy. He obviously has a lot of weight on his shoulder because he's replacing Tom Hardy in this movie. I do like Flagg's look in the movie. I think he looks like a person of military descent. I think we need that in this movie. I know Will Smith's going to have some, but Flagg feels like he just came fresh off the military with that haircut. I think him and Will Smith clearly having the bigger guns and showing off the most guns just tells you exactly who might be butting heads in this movie. I feel like him and Will Smith's character are probably going to butt heads in this movie. Next, we get Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn. When Margot Robbie was first announced to play Harley Quinn in the movie, I literally jumped out of my seat because I was so excited because I thought she would fit that role perfectly, especially with her performance in The Wolf of Wall Street. Her look in the movie very much fits in with the new DC 52 comic books we're trying to get along with, and her style very much reflects well with Jared Leto's style as well. I just can't wait to see how these two are going to meet up in the Arkham Asylum or wherever they meet up, you know. The relationship, we might get a touch on that in this movie, we might not. I feel like this would be the best chance, especially when you're introducing Harley Quinn to the DC movie universe. It's so important that Margot Robbie gets this role right because everyone loves Harley Quinn. She's such a memorable character in the animated show and now in the comic books. So Margot Robbie's got a lot on her shoulders, but I think she can do it because of her performances in The Wolf of Wall Street. And I think that she's really excited to be Harley Quinn, so that definitely helps with her performance. And we get Mr. Will Smith in the shot, and there's an updated shot with him, so I'm probably going to be reviewing more of that than anything. But as far as his look in the poster with everybody else in there, I think he fits right in. You know, the way he's dressed out fits well. He stands out with a little bit of the red, and his boots are a little different. he has guns as big as, you know, Rick Flag does. So maybe, like I said earlier, that might be an indication that they're going to be butting heads this entire movie. I really love the updated picture of Deadshot, though. That's probably the better shot of Will Smith that you can get at this point. I think that he looks fantastic. His mask fits perfectly in with the comic books. I know a lot of people were worried that Will Smith didn't want to put on a mask. People were worried that maybe he wasn't willing to do that. Maybe he wanted to show his face off more to, you know, sell the movie better because he feels his name's worth money. But I'm really happy that they released this picture because it tells me that Will Smith's willing to work with the movie. He's willing to work with the mask. He's willing to pretty much hide his face during most of the movie, and for the promotion of the picture too, because I think he feels like this is an important role for him on the comeback because of all the stuff he's went through. We get a first look at Killer Croc in the movie along with the poster. This was probably one of the most polarizing parts of the entire poster. Everyone said, I'm fine with Margot Robbie, I'm fine with Will Smith, I'm fine with Joel, just make sure that Killer Croc looks fantastic. And you know what? It's not exactly what people are saying right now. For me, I think the whole poster fits well. Killer Croc, he's not giant, he's not the big alligator kind of looking person that we thought he would, and the crocodile looking person that we thought he would be looking as. But for me, that's fine. That's fine because I don't know what the movie's going to be doing with him. Maybe he's suffering a skin disease like in some of the comic book interpretations, or maybe he's just a full-fledged monster. I'm not too sure. That's all up to the movie and David Ayer's, you know, style with the movie. But as far as his look goes, it's impressive. I think putting clothes on him, you know, it's a little bit of a risk, you know. I think that maybe they should have just kept pants and that's pretty much it, and kept his, you know, upper body, you know, free, you know, skins. Show off his skins, you know, show off his scales, and basically show off to the whole crowd that he is a half crocodile, half man, or type of person. But putting clothes on him is not a big deal for me. Killer Croc himself, I think that he needs to be done well because he's another Batman villain that everyone really wants to see done right. And we've never seen him up to this point as well done in the movies. I touched on El Diablo a little earlier, being played by Jay Hernandez, but he's going to come into this role again. What I feel is going to be like a brotherly relationship between him and Killer Croc. I'm very interested to see what they do with him. You know, he probably looks more like a zombie, if anything else, which is fine. You know, it's different, it's fresh, it's a little darker and a little gothic, and it kind of takes advantage of the whole zombie craze that's going around in pop culture today. But I do hope they do something different with his character. As far as his look goes, I do love his jacket. His it reminds me of a football athlete type of jacket. An interesting thing that's missing from here is Viola Davis playing Amanda Waller in the movie. She's such an important character in the Suicide Squad's formation and the comic books, and also in Assault on Arkham. She really brings the team together. At Belle Reve, which is also short for Beautiful Dream, you know, which is French for Beautiful Dream. I think that there's a lot to go with this cast, with especially with Amanda Waller. Viola Davis, I think she's a fantastic actress. I think she can bring a lot to the role, and she can bring a new dynamic between these characters, especially if she's going to be in headset, like in Assault on Arkham. I'm not too sure how they're going to introduce her into the cinematic universe. There's going to be a lot of different viewpoints on how she performs. It's so important, too, because her character kind of brings the team together, too, in a sort of like, if you don't do this for me, I'm going to kill you type of way. But hey, she brings them together, and we love that. So it's going to be very interesting to see where they take her character in this movie and in the future of DC in general, but as far as DC movies goes. So guys, that is my reaction to the new Suicide Squad poster. Like I said, there's a lot to speculate with the movie. There's a lot to look into. There's a lot to analyze. Can't really tell anything as far as tone goes until the trailer comes out. So in the meantime, we gotta stay patient. We gotta wait for some news to come out. Batman vs Superman, I believe at this point last year, they just released the Batman picture next to the Batmobile, looking all sad. So maybe in a couple months we might get to see a little bit of teasers, maybe a little bit of a trailer. Hopefully we'll get one like between August and September, at least a teaser for it, because it's supposed to be coming out August 1st, 2016. So by then, hopefully there's going to be at least some footage for them to show off. Maybe at Comic-Con. Maybe they'll show off something at Comic-Con. That'd be really cool to see, but that'll be in the coming up months, guys. But let me know what you guys thought of the poster. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the style, of the design, of the costumes in general. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you think they're too dark or too different or too weird? Comment below, guys. Also, let me know what you think of the Suicide Squad cast in general. Also guys, click right here to get my review and reaction of the new Jared Leto picture that came out a couple weeks ago. Click on there if you would like to check that out too. If you like this video guys, please check out our other videos on our channel. Please subscribe if you get the chance to for awesome new content that are coming out very soon. Guys, this has been Joel from Real Talk. Go watch some movies.